Good morning, family, and welcome to today's Lessons for Life. Today is Monday, October 20th, 2008, and today we're reading in Genesis chapter 21, and we're talking first about now how God actually fulfilled this promise to Abraham, and Sarah, his wife, conceives a son who's named Isaac, and Sarah says that God has made her laugh so that those that hear with her will laugh as well too. And I thought that was an important statement that she made, just to prove that no one could say that they knew that this was going to happen, and that it was only God that was able to make this actual, I would say, miracle come about. And it was by no other means but by God, because Abraham at this point was 100 years old, and Sarah was up there in age as well too. So that was an important statement where she said that he made her laugh. You remember a couple chapters before, because she couldn't believe it, and if she tells another person, they really wouldn't believe it as well too. So these kind of things happen so that we can realize and recognize that it was only by the power and the grace of God that certain things happen to us in our lives. So that's one lesson that we can get from this chapter. And further reading in the chapter, as always, I encourage you to read the entire chapter, so there's more you can get. And I'm just touching on 2 points really I'm going to mention about. Further reading in the chapter, we're talking about Hagar, which is the maidservant that Abraham had Ishmael, the other son, with when he did that, trying to help God out, so to say. But Hagar basically at this point gotten banished, or Abraham and Sarah had put her out, even though the Lord had confirmed with Abraham and said that it was okay, because he still was going to bless his son Ishmael, because he was of Abraham's seed still. But nevertheless, Hagar was put out, and all she had was water, and she went out, and at that point she had actually given up on life, and she had put the child down, and she had stepped away because she said she didn't even want to see him die. And then what happens there is that the angel of the Lord speaks to her, and it says that God opens up her eyes and shows her that a well is there. And I thought that was a very important lesson that we can learn from this chapter as well too, where just at the point where Hagar kind of had gave up, and she basically was going to end her son's life, or not just give up to a point where her son's life was going to be gone, and she had gave up on herself. But then God, it doesn't say that God made a well there, but God opened up her eyes so that she saw that a well was there. And I believe a lot of times that even when we're in our desperate situations and we don't think there's no way out, God can open up our eyes, or if we connect ourselves with God, so we can see things that are there, and they've been there all the time. It's not like I said, the well was not something that was just put there at that moment, but God opened up her eyes and she saw that a well was there. So like I said, the lesson I believe we can learn from this is, a lot of times when we're in our desperate situations, there's an answer, there's a way out, if we just allow God to open up our eyes to see what is there right in front of our face, just like that well was there. And just like even tying it with what we learned with Sarah, different things will happen to us that we just can't understand, and we will laugh at it, think that it's impossible. But with God, nothing is too hard for God, like we learned in the previous chapter as well. Nothing is too hard for God. And those situations and stuff are times when God can step right in and create a way out of no way, or show you a well that's been there all the time. So those are two important things that I got out of Genesis chapter 21, and go ahead and create yourself a wonderfully blessed day today. Make the most of the day. Don't let a minute pass by where you're not taking full advantage of the opportunity that's there before you. Alright? And we will talk again tomorrow.